Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Clean Bowl podcast. And well, this is actually an emergency podcast. I am Sab, and I'm here to give you some breaking news that we've seen in the last hour or so, and that is that Pakistan have withdrawn their boycott against India, which means, as things stand, their match is now going to go ahead this Sunday, the 15th of February in Colombo. Absolutely huge news now. It's huge news. As we know, when we spoke about the episode that you saw, that we've put out the first episode, and if you haven't seen it already, I don't know what you're doing. Pause this and go and watch that right away. That episode where we previewed the World T20, we spoke about the fact that India and Pakistan aren't going to be playing the game, even though somehow they've ended up in the same group again. Pakistan are boycotting the match, so we want to know what the implications be. Likely mean that they would have to forfeit the game, but it seems now that is actually not the case, and the game is going to go ahead. As was reported, you might have seen all over the news and cricketing news that the ICC themselves were in Lahore to meet with the Pakistani Cricket Board, the PCB Board, also the Bangladeshi Cricket Board, to see if they can get something done. If there was any way that this game could go ahead, it seemed increasingly likely that Pakistan were facing financial sanctions and that they were going to be heavily fined. A huge loss of revenue in terms of TV revenue, ticket revenue for in-person. So there was a huge amount of consequences facing Pakistan potentially for not actually playing the game and not even giving a justifiable reason in maybe the ICC eyes for not going ahead with the game. So it can seem that now we got a statement from the Pakistani government that confirmed that a number of ICC members, including Sri Lanka, UAE, and obviously Bangladesh, urged Pakistan to not boycott this fixture. They cited the financial implications, not on themselves, but other nations as well. Now, we have to remember, as we know, India versus Pakistan, wherever and whenever it's played, is the biggest game in world cricket. Nobody can argue with this. Nobody can deny this. It is the biggest game in world cricket. Potentially one of the biggest games in sport. It's certainly one of the biggest rivalries in sport. We all know why, because of the political rivalries, political issues between the two countries. But it's a huge game worldwide. And it brings in the most money. Money talks, especially in sport. Money talks. So really nobody can afford to not have this game not going ahead. We all wanted to go ahead. So it just would have had a dampener on the whole thing if India and Pakistan didn't meet. And there was a whole question of, well, what happens if they meet in the final? Thankfully, we probably never need to know the answer to that question, as it seems like it's going ahead. This is a statement released from the Pakistani government, is that in view of the outcomes achieved in multilateral discussions, as well as the request of friendly countries, the government of Pakistan hereby directs the Pakistan national cricket team to take the field on February the 15th, 2026, for its scheduled fixture in the ICC Men's T20 World Cup. Moreover, this decision has been taken with the aim of protecting the spirit of cricket and to support the continuity of this global sport in all participating nations. The ICC said talks that had been successful. Dialogue between the ICC and PCB took place as part of a broader engagement with both parties, recognizing the need for constructive dealings and being united, committed, and purposeful in their aspirations to serve the best interests of the game with integrity, neutrality, and cooperation. In that prevailing spirit, it was agreed that all members will respect their commitments as per the teams, of participation for ICC events and do all that is necessary to ensure that the ongoing edition of the ICC Men's T20 World Cup is a success. And also, it seems that from other discussions that Bangladesh are not going to get penalised for their refusal to kind of travel to India, not being and withdrawing at that. We're not going to get into the Bangladesh withdrawing. This is purely about the Pakistan are now going to play India. So as you know, I'm an Indian cricket fan. Huge news. And I think it seems like common sense has prevailed. Calmer heads have prevailed here. I think ultimately this is the right decision. Now you can have your opinion on this. Everybody will. People will be sitting on different sides of the fence on this. Personally, I believe that the game should go ahead. The teams should play each other. Politics and sport should never, ever mix. Now, I get that's really easy for me to say. And in this day and age, that really isn't the case, especially in cricket. Politics is heavily ingrained in cricket. I don't particularly like it. India has a huge influence on the game. they bring in the most money, so there's a justifying reason for that, I think. But they have a huge control of the game, and a lot of countries don't like that. There's a lot of hate towards India because of their influence in the game, and yeah, they do have an influence on it. I can't pretend that they don't. I believe that probably they have too much influence, and things are weighted in their favor, in India's favor, maybe perhaps too much. And that does bring up controversy, does bring up issues, but ultimately they are the powerhouse of world cricket. And there's nothing anyone can do about that, you know. And ultimately, teams need to play India because of the money they get from playing India helps them continue to survive and to thrive as cricket boards. Politics should never mix in cricket. Unfortunately, it does. And I think we want to see India and Pakistan play each other. They've come to an agreement before the Asia Cup and before the Champions Trophy last year that they would play each other on neutral grounds. So that's going to continue. From what I read, part of the discussions that the Pakistani Cricket Board had with the ICC was to have bilateral series with India in the future. They wanted to resume having series with India, I presume for monetary issues, but also to revive that rivalry. So they don't just keep meeting in ICC tournaments. They wanted to have a tri-series with India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh, and they wanted to have more share of revenues from TV and other deals and whatnot. And they also wanted the handshake policy to be reintroduced to that. So actually, if those are the case, now apparently I don't know how this has been confirmed, but it seems like India and the BCCI have rejected those things. Personally, I don't know about the revenue and stuff like that. I don't know how they split that. But certainly in terms of playing each other again on a purely cricketing basis, it's a must for India and Pakistan to play each other. I think we all would love to see Indian fans, Pakistani cricket fans, anyone would like to see India and Pakistan play each other in another series. When that's going to happen, if that ever is going to happen again, I don't know. If you remember, they played each other in 2004 after a huge gap, and then they played each other for pretty consistently until 2013 was the last bilateral series between the two countries. So we've been starved of that for a long, long time, 13 years now. I don't know how much longer it's going to be. I get that maybe they can't have a series in India, they maybe can't have a series in Pakistan. Why can't they have a series in Dubai? Why can't they have a series in England? A 2020 series or a one-day series in England. I mean, think of the crowds. How much you could bring in terms of crowds. There's a huge Indian, a huge Pakistani population in the UK. It just seems like a no-brainer, but until politically that thing's sorted out, that just realistically isn't going to happen. But one thing for absolutely sure, the handshake policy should exist. Cricket is about the spirit of the game is really important. It's about respecting your opponent, respecting the game, respecting the play. It's all about respect. That is the fundamental thing that you're taught in cricket from schoolboy and whatever level you go to. You're always taught to respect the game and play the game in the right way is fundamental for a game like cricket. And I was very disappointed when India chose not to shake Pakistan's hands after the games in the Asia Cup. Really not on. That should have stopped. So I really hope that when they play each other on Sunday that they do shake hands and we can keep the politics and everything happening off the field where it needs to be off the field. It has no place on the field. So yeah, that is the big news today, guys, that Pakistan and India are going to face each other on Sunday. This Sunday, we will have a video in the week previewing that game with so much to talk about. I'm really glad that we get to talk about it. We could talk about the potential duels in the game, who's going to come out on top, who's going to win, and all this stuff. There's so much to talk about with that game alone. We'll have a proper preview for that in due course. But what are your thoughts? Comment on the section below. Please share your thoughts on what your thoughts are. Are you excited? Who's going to win? I want to hear it all. So please get in touch. Make sure you give this video a like. Make sure you share. Make sure you give it a subscribe as well. I can't even get my words out. I'm so excited. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys. See you later on in the week. India, Pakistan. It's on.